driver's area, you can see that we have power mirrors. There are also heated mirrors. You have power locks and power windows. The power locks will only operate the front two cab doors. You'll have to use your key for the main entry door. This is a tilt wheel automatic transmission. It's a regular Ford gasoline engine. So we're going to operate the slide outs. To run the slide outs in or out, the ignition key must be in the on position and the parking brake has to be set. Already done that. Now at the slide out room control switch for the front slide out, we have an in and an out button. I'm going to press and hold the out button until the slide out reaches full extension. Now I can release the switch. You can see that it's fully extended. We have a lot more room. The rear can operate the rear slide out. The switch in and out, I'm going to press and hold the out button. This RV has two slide outs. You want to make sure that both are retracted before driving the RV. The main control panel, you can see that we have levels testers for fresh water, gray water, black water, propane, the main battery, and the auxiliary house battery. So to check the levels of these items, you can just press and hold the corresponding button that you want to test. If I push and hold the fresh water button, you can see that it reads full. You do that with these other buttons and show that, for example, propane is full. Now with gray and black water, since they're wastewater holding tanks, they often have sediment deposits and moisture on the sensors, so even if you've just emptied them, they will often show full. You can also check your main battery and auxiliary battery levels. Now if you're dry camping and you don't have hookups, you want to run your generator a minimum of 2 hours a day is our recommendation to keep your batteries charged so that your appliances like your refrigerator and furnace will operate properly. We also have switches here for a water heater. So I'm going to turn the water heater on. You see the fault lamp come on. The fault lamp then goes out and the water heater ignites. It's actually audible. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes before you have hot water. We have a water pump, so you can turn the water pump on and the water will pressurize and you'll have water at every outlet until the water supply is expensed. If you're hooked up to a hose, you don't need to use your water pump. We also have an auxiliary battery on and off switch. You can see the auxiliary battery is currently on. You want to leave it on during your stay. The only reason to turn it off is for long-term storage. Then we have a generator on and off switch. So to start the generator, just hold the on button down. The generator will crank and start. We have an hour meter right here. And then we can see by looking at the face of the microwave that the generator is supplying power to the RV. You can run the generator while you're driving, and then you can turn it off at this same switch. The microwave operates off of generator or shore power only. And we've got a 3-burner cooktop. This operates off propane. You can select the burner you want to operate, turn it to high light, and then we have a spark igniter. So when you turn this, it will ignite the propane. The oven has to be lit manually, so to do so, just take this knob, turn it to pilot. It says push and hold. So you're actually going to push and hold that knob in firmly. And while you're doing that, use a candle lighter or a match to light the pilot right underneath this shelf. Once the pilot is lit, you can turn this knob to set your temperature, and then the main burner will ignite. The front television is mounted on an arm. You release the arm by pulling down on this little metal ring at the base of the television. Then the TV will swing out away from the wall, and you can aim it in any direction that you like. There's also a side-load DVD player. The TV and the DVD player will only operate if you have the generator running or if you have the RV plugged into shore power. The coach also has DirecTV. You've got a remote, you can turn the TV on and the DirecTV on, and there's a satellite dish on the roof that's electric. This switch right here, it's green and it lights up. That turns the roof-mounted satellite on, and it automatically tracks DirecTV as long as there's an unobstructed view to the southern sky. bedroom we have another television. It's also mounted on an arm, and it also has a DVD player. It's a side load. This TV operates off of generator or shore power. This RV has a Jack and Jill style bathroom layout, so you can access the bathroom either from the hallway or from the bedroom. There are doors, so you can section off the bathroom, bedroom, or hallway in any configuration you like to achieve privacy as necessary. This has a step flush RV style toilet. So you just step on the flush valve, it opens the valve at the bottom of the toilet and drops water into the bowl. You want to make sure that you're conservative with your solid waste usage, toilet paper usage, to prevent any clogs. There's also a sprayer that you can use to rinse down any waste. Over here we've got an additional water pump switch, so you can use that to turn the water pump on in the bathroom. Now we have the refrigerator. The refrigerator is currently on, and this button is depressed, indicating that it's in auto. The refrigerator will run off of batteries and propane, or if we're plugged into shore power or running the generator, it'll automatically switch over to run on electricity. You really don't need to do anything with this refrigerator unless you see this check lamp come on. If that comes on, it indicates that either the batteries are too low to operate the refrigerator or the propane is depleted. If the check lamp comes on, to reset it, you can turn the refrigerator off, check your batteries, check your propane, correct whichever is low, and then turn the refrigerator back on. It will relight itself. There's no propane pilot light to light manually. It's all automatic. For using the refrigerator and freezer, you'll notice that it has travel latches on it. So these say push on them. In order to open the freezer door, just push on that travel latch, open it up, you can access the freezer. When you close these, you want to make sure that you hear the latch click. That way the door doesn't open while you're driving and let your food out. Same thing with the refrigerator. I'm going to show you how to convert the overcab bed into a sleeping area. So you can see up front this cushion just folds over. I'm going to fold it back over so it's flat. We've got a queen sleeping area here, and there's also an access ladder. Take this ladder, put it on these brackets here, and then swing it down all the way to the floor. That also converts into a sleeping area. That, we're just going to remove these cushions, remove both the back and the bottom cushions on both sides, set them aside, and then you go to this table and there's a release lever underneath. So you can see this lever right here. We're just going to release it, and then you can go up to the top of the table, push straight down. The table will push all the way down, and if you have the cushions removed, it will land on these cleats right here and form a bridge between the booths. Then you can take the bottom cushions, put them right over the top of the table, and then the back cushions you can lay flat, and then you've got a sleeping area. To return this back to the travel position, just push it up and then grab this lever that's right under here, push it back to the lock position. That'll make the table rigid. Seat also converts to a sleeping area. To do that, grab the front edge of the love seat, pull it up and out, and it lays flat. Just do the reverse to put it away. This is the thermostat for the RV. It operates the furnace and the air conditioner that's mounted on the roof. So to operate your air conditioner, you need to either be plugged into shore power or running your generator. Set the thermostat to cool. Fan is set to auto and high, and then set your temperature. The air conditioner that's on the roof will operate, and it will blow cool air either through these vents if you have them open, or if you close them, the air will distribute through the roof-mounted vents that are ducted all the way from the front of the RV back to the rear of the RV. To operate the furnace, turn this switch to heat, and then the furnace ducted near the floor, and it distributes warm air throughout the coach. The furnace does not require generator or shore power, but it does require batteries and propane. So if either are low, it just blows cold air continuously. So make sure you have enough batteries before you go to bed if you want the furnace to operate all night. This RV is also equipped with a power electric patio shade awning. To extend it, you have an in and out switch. So I'm going to press the out button. I'm going to look outside the door here. You can watch the shade awning extend. So you just hold the button down until it extends all the way. You want to make sure that you retract it if you're in windy, weathery conditions. Also retract it if you're not with the RV or at night. To retract, just press the in button. Run it all the way in until it retracts fully against the side of the coach, and then you're ready for travel. Next we have the generator. So to access the generator, you can see here at this left front compartment, I'll open this up. We've got a 4,000 watt gasoline powered generator. Now this generator runs off of the fuel that's in the main fuel tank and only starts and runs if you have more than a quarter tank of fuel as indicated on the dashboard gauge. I'm going to open up this cover. You can see what's in here. Now you only need to access this generator to check the oil. There's a dipstick right here. And to reset the circuit breaker. So you can see right down here there's a little circuit breaker switch. It's currently pointed towards the driver's side. That's on. If it trips, the generator will continue to run, but you will not have power inside the motorhome, so you'll have to reset the breaker back out to the driver's side. You can also start and stop the generator using this switch right here, but you don't need to come out here and open this cover to start it and stop it. You can start it and stop it from inside the motorhome, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. You also want to make sure on the generator that after you've reset the breaker or checked the oil, that you replace this cover. The generator cannot be run with the cover off. It is air cooled and will overheat. Left rear of the RV, you can see in this compartment we have a fresh water hose stowed away. So when you pull into an RV park and you're ready to camp and hook up, you can just take this hose, go ahead and remove it from the compartment. You've got two ends. One end you'll hook up to the water outlet at the RV park or other place that has a water outlet. The opposite end of the hose you can hook up to this city water supply. So it's labeled right here, it says city water. You can hook the hose up to this right here, turn the water on, and it will supply a pressurized unlimited water supply through the hose to the RV. It will not fill your fresh water tank. I'll show you in a few minutes how to hook up the hose to the fresh water tank fill on the other side of the motorhome. Next we have our electrical connections. So when you pull in to connect, you can take this power cable. It's normally stowed inside this compartment. Go ahead and remove it from the compartment and you can hook it up to the outlet at the RV park. So this is a 30 amp coach. When you plug this connector into a 30 amp outlet at the RV park, it will supply power to the coach, the appliances, the outlets, and it will allow you to run your air conditioning. We also have a 20 amp adapter. So that's this right here. It connects to the 30 amp cable, and then it also will connect to a 20 amp outlet like you'd have at a house. Now this adapter will allow you to plug in and you'll have outlet power, and it'll keep your batteries charged, run your refrigerator, etc. But it will not allow you to run your air conditioner. It requires too much current. So 30 amps for air conditioning minimum. Otherwise, if you're dry camping or while traveling, basically anytime you're not plugged into shore power, you want to have this connector plugged in to the generator outlet right here. So when this is plugged into the generator, you can run your generator and it will supply electricity to the RV because you're plugged into the generator. Next, we have the sewer and gray water outlets. So to dump the tanks, first you can see that I've removed this panel from the floor and removed this cap from this sewer outlet. You can see in here we've got two pipes. A large pipe, this is for black water, that's your sewer or toilet water. Over here we've got a smaller pipe, that's for gray water, that's your soapy sinking shower water, and we have corresponding colored valves. So this is a black water valve and a gray water valve. So what we're going to do to empty these is we're going to take this sewer hose, which is normally stowed in this compartment right here. We're going to take the sewer hose, run it right through the floor panel, and then just hook it up here. You can see it's a quick disconnect. So that attaches right on there. And then we've got the other end right here. You put this into a sewer inlet at an RV park or a dump facility, and then you're ready to dump your tanks. So to do that, what you're going to do is just going to take this black water valve first, and you just pull that all the way out. You pull it out, it stays out, and you can hear the waste go through the hose. When that's finished, you can close the valve, and then open your gray water valve. That's your soapy sinking shower water. You do that one second because it rinses the hose out and makes it a whole lot nicer to put away. The thing you don't want to do if you're at an RV park camping is is you don't want to leave your valves open while you're camping. You want to leave them closed and then open them when it's time to empty the tanks. We usually recommend every 1 to 3 days to empty the tanks, depending on your stay and how frequently you're filling them up. By keeping the valves closed, you'll prevent clogs and odors. To prevent holding tank odors while you're driving the RV, we recommend after you've emptied your gray and black water tanks that you treat them with a holding tank deodorant. We like to use this Campachem powdered holding tank deodorant. It's available at most retailers like Walmart, Target, even Flying J and other truck stops have it, as well as most RV campgrounds. To treat the tanks, after you've emptied the black and the gray water, you'll want to take one of these packets and pour a little bit of the powder down the sink drain. We'll treat your gray water tank. The rest of the packet down the toilet. Flush it down with some water, and that will prevent any odors while you're driving the RV. At the front right of the motorhome, we have the propane tank. You can see there's a gauge on board here. There's also one inside that's electronic and push button, but this one on the tank shows that the tank is full. If you need to refill it, this is the fill point right here. There's a cap. You don't need to fill it yourself. You just take it into a fuel station that dispenses propane. They'll refill it for you. They'll also turn this valve off. This is your main valve. You want to make sure that you have that valve open so that you have access to propane inside the motorhome for the appliances that use propane. Next, we have our fresh water fill point. So if you need to refill the fresh water tank that's on board the RV, you just open up this compartment right here. You've got a cap. You can remove the cap, put a hose in there, turn it on. When the water splashes out, you know that the tank is full. The tank will be full when you pick up the RV, and you don't need to worry about refilling it before you return the RV.